Namaste. It's nice to be back here. As you heard both of them mention that Swami knows about meditation. But how important is it to meditate for other people? Does the average person need meditation? I would say no back maybe 100 years ago, 200 years ago. But yes, now it is very important for everybody to get in meditation. The world is moving faster now. Our communications, you can call up India just like this, and you're on the line talking to your friend in India. Everybody is multitasking, doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs, constantly trying to work it all at once in one day. Everybody got many more places to go to in one day instead of just work. They have many other places to go to. You have iPhones and e-phones and whatever else. iPads now, huh? Electronics is amazing what's happening now. It's like our world is spinning faster and faster. Where does all this forms come from? They come from the mind. Everything starts with the mind. All forms have been created through the mind. As our populations of the planet is getting bigger, and many, many more new thoughts are joining in together on this planet. Many new thoughts are coming out. Many new forms are being formed constantly. But how do we live? How do we cope with all this that is happening in each one of our individual minds? We have to find some place to rest. Sleep is not the answer. There's got to be something else that can actually find a peace inside each one of us. A place that we can find that's serene and calm and peaceful. Externally, we look for it in objects. And the objects later on, we find out are not our happiness. We want a new Lexus. We want a new this. We want that. We want a house. We want this. But somehow or another, it's not making our happiness. And one desire creates 3, not 2, but 3 desires. So it's more complicated yet. We've got to find a place that we can go to. And this daily life is so moving so fast. That spot is meditation. What happens if one properly does his meditation, it calms the mind down. The thoughts stop flowing. Now, Swami has been traveling for 4 years, meeting thousands and thousands of people. And we meditate for 1 hour together in many places. And people are finding out, even in that 1 hour's time, that their mind is finally calming down. But before it calms down, they're finding out that they're thinking about, what they're going to do when they get out of here. What they're going to do next week. What I'm going to do next month. Or, did I leave the burner on? What did I do yesterday? Why did I do it that way? Why did my friends treat me this way? All these thoughts of the past and the future. But that nowness to meditate, since we haven't practiced it, it can be very difficult. But it's just like anything else. We practice. We work at it. Just like when you're riding a bicycle at the very first time, you fall. What do you do to want to ride that bike? If you want it bad enough, you get back on the bicycle. It's the same way. Since our mind has been controlling us and telling us what we like for sweets and what we want to go and what we want to stay away from, and it's constantly jabbering constantly, dictating what we want. But there's an inner self inside of each one of us that's begging for this peace to come, this silence, this true happiness. And it's inside each one of us. It wants out. It wants this silence. So by concentrating, by working on this meditation, finally a peace will come. A little, maybe just a little bit of it. And you might have had in that 1 hour's time, your mind raced to 200 places. But the next time you meditate, it might be 150, then 140. And finally, the mind is starting to be able to control it a little bit. By doing this meditation, you gain much willpower. You're going to find out when you're not meditating and going through your daily life, the will is stronger because you're learning how to control the mind. And when that mind is controlled, oh, so much things can happen. So many things can change. You do not need to force anything. It will happen for you. But you got to make the first move. You have to start working on the direction of calming the mind down. That's where the happiness exists. That's how you learn to love other people. You can't make friends by forcing it on people. There's got to be a way to make friends. And that's, first of all, learning who the self is. When you learn who the self is, you're going to find out that same self is in everybody. And that compassion naturally grows. And it just grows and grows and grows. You naturally want to help people. It just comes natural. But if we keep on going the opposite way of wanting desires and thinking of the self and how we can be happy by getting more to myself and being greedy in this direction, you lose friends. It goes the opposite way. So we want to find this peace. So dig inside yourself. Find a spot in your house. It can be any room. It can be any spot. I've been in people's houses where they have children. They go in the children's room and make that their room for meditation. And the children, you don't need to try to push on them meditation. They start copying the parents. It's amazing. The study of Pandit, 25 years ago I studied with a Pandit for 3 years. He's teaching me how to be a Brahmin. And he told me that in India, in ancient India, that the Brahmins, they used to teach their children to meditate. And how they would do it is that when the child would be fussing, instead of scolding the child out, it would sit next to the child and go into this meditation pose next to the child. And the child might be crawling all over her, the mother. But she just stayed there in this peace. And time after time, something like that happens. Finally, the child starts copying. When it gets frustrated, it starts sitting and looking for that peace. Because that's so beautiful. Sounds like great hard discipline on the parents' side, don't it? To be able to sit through that.